And good morning, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Realty Rides. Well, it's been almost a month since I last posted, and if you guys saw my last video, that was the listing that I did at 7029 Columbia Avenue here in Clinton. My Bluff property sold. So today I'd like to talk about how to sell a property, how to list a property if you're a seller or if you're a real estate agent and you're listing the property in a transitional market. So I got 5 little techniques that I want to share with you guys today, and I thought it'd be really fun to do it in 5 different vehicles. So today we're starting off in our Mercedes 300D, and we're going to talk about our first topic, which is admit that we're in a transitional market. So what does a transitional market mean? Well, as you guys recall, over the last few years, we've been in a kind of a seller's market where we didn't have a lot of inventory. And to some extent, we still don't have a lot of inventory. However, the market is changing. We have inflation that's really high right now. We have high gas prices. We have high food prices. We have a situation going on overseas. And we have a lot of turmoil. Plus, we have an election coming up, which is rocking the markets. And a lot of things are happening. And the real estate market has been affected by that too. Interest rates have also creeped up. So since the last time, since 2020 and 21, interest rates were in the 3s, 4.30 are fixed. Now they're going into the mid-5s and approaching 6. Although it has gone down over the last couple weeks a few percentage points. A transitional real estate market happens during the interim between a buyer's market and a seller's market. There is this funny period of time in which the market isn't particularly good for either party. In a way, this gives each party some leverage in the real estate transaction, and yet it also puts them on solid ground. If you're buying or selling a home in a transitional real estate market, then there are some things you can do to help you give a leg up in the interaction. You got to understand fair market value. When you're buying or selling a home during a buyer's market or a seller's market, the value of the home is based significantly on the supply and demand issue. When you're buying or selling a home in a transitional real estate market, the home sales price will be based more closely on the fair market value of the home. You should learn this concept inside and out and work with appraisers in the area to determine the FMV of the home you're buying or selling. Also, be aware that terms are more solid in a transitional real estate market. There's going to be less negotiating during this time, so you shouldn't make false offers on either end. Be more direct in your dealings during a transitional period. Work with a professional who understands this market. You want realtors and lenders, if you're buying, who understand the market, which means that you need to look for people who have been in the industry for a long time. It's possible to get a good deal on either buying or selling during this transitional real estate market period, but to do that, you need to know what a good deal is and need to be able to position yourself in the interaction based on that knowledge. Working with professionals who know the transitional real estate market is a good start to getting that good deal. So good luck. So the second topic, the second thing that I would think you need to know if you're in a transitional market for real estate is to really cultivate a good relationship between the seller and the listing agent. You've got to develop a trust, you've got to develop a camaraderie, and it has to be a team effort. From what my experience has been, if you communicate with them on a daily basis, I'm not talking from a listing agent standpoint, talk to your clients on a daily basis and give them a checklist of what they can expect over the next couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months. And what I've learned what to do is I use a calendar, a very simple calendar. I don't put stuff in my phone. I'm not a techie guy like that. I just like to keep things very simple. This goes back to my pilot days when I like checklists and I like to keep things kind of organized. So I know exactly what we need to do from a day-to-day basis. And again, everyone's different. It may not work for you, but it definitely works for me. And I also do a home preview well in advance of listing the property, well in advance of putting the house on the market, and see exactly what you're working with. Do a complete preview of the house before and after. See what needs to be potentially staged, what kind of things need to be decluttered. Talk to the clients and see what their needs are in terms of do they need to get a storage unit, for example. Like my clients needed a storage unit. They actually needed a couple of storage units because you want to time the situation as best as you can in order to take advantage of this market. So you don't want to wait. If you're going to plan on listing this house in 2 months, well, you got 2 months of solid work ahead of you. You got to make sure that the house is ready. You may need to replace carpets. You may need to repaint some of the rooms. You may need to remove some furniture. And there's a lot of things that need to be done. So we're over here at Glendale Beach, you guys. I want to give you guys a little tour of Whidbey Island as we're driving. Yeah, so, you know, in terms of decluttering the house, you got to get the house ready. They may need a storage unit. They may need some other things, you know, some other help in getting a trailer and such. There's lots of things that you can help your clients with. And, you know, have many ideas, brainstorm, sit at the kitchen table and talk about what your strategy will be. In the meantime, get your paperwork started also. If you're a listing agent, get your preliminary title, get your listing packet from the local escrow office. Start doing your research in terms of your title searches and, you know, in terms of what the market might be on the MLS. Look at comparables in your location that are like-minded properties. If you're selling a bluff property, look at all the other view properties that are out there. And start doing your homework in terms of getting ready for that listing, because your every day is going to be important. And keep the clients engaged, keep the clients motivated, and talk about the big picture here, and the end result will be a successful sale at some point in this very much transitionary, ever-changing marketplace. So what does the transition mean in the long term? Will there be more volatility? What does the slowdown mean for the first-time home buyers? Is it still a good time to sell? Mostly the future looks bright. First chances that prices will ever drop dramatically is frankly slim, and even though material and lumber prices remain expensive, they appear to be leveling off. Probably the worst news continues to be for first-time home buyers. The average starter home, for example, in Rochester, Minnesota, and other growing communities, just doesn't exist anymore. For workforce housing, the less expensive house is more likely to be in the mid-200s and up, and that may be more than many low to moderate income households are able to bear. Finally, for those homeowners still looking to sell in the fall, there's typically a push between the mid to late September through Thanksgiving that offers a bump in sales. If you're one of those homeowners, don't be afraid to enter the housing market during this time of transition. It's still a good time to sell. So here are some tips for selling your home in a transitional market. Identify the direction of the transition and respond accordingly. Transitional markets aren't just lulls, rather they are the conduit between a buyer's market and a seller's market, and you need to figure out which way the trends are moving so you can respond accordingly. Also, price clearly and don't expect to negotiate. When it's a seller's market, sellers often receive several full price offers quickly, and they can afford to be picky about what offers they accept. Additionally, sellers can also price their homes aggressively without worrying too much about scaring off prospective buyers. Conversely, during a buyer's market, buyers may put in low offers on a home and even may end up haggling with the seller to get even a lower price. Fair market value plays a big role in transitional markets. The fair market value of your home, often abbreviated as FMV, is the value of your home in an average market conditions. For the most part, FMV tries to isolate the value of your home from surges up and down in the marketplace. When lenders use an appraiser to help evaluate the worth of a home, the value they generate is considered to be the FMV. Yeah, so guys, after you get the house ready to go, you just got it perfectly staged. And by the way, you don't always need to stage it. Some houses already look great, but you have to make your own decision with the seller if there's too much clutter on a bookshelf or things need to be rearranged. By all means, if you need to, hire a stager. And then when that's all said and done, the house is ready to go, then take some really good pictures. You need to invest in your property. You need to invest in your clients. It's going to cost a couple bucks. I've seen agents that take pictures with their own iPhones and such, and sometimes it's great, but nothing beats a professional photographer, especially if you have a high-end property, you're trying to get the most money for the house, you're trying to get the best presentation, get some nice pictures, get some really good shots, and then get brochures, get marketing material. With John L. Scott, we have what's called bear printing, and they have these great, they have a whole portfolio of different brochures and marketing material that you can use, and I take advantage of all that. It's not expensive, for 20 nice brochures, color brochures, with the pictures you just took, it's about $50, $60. So it's a small price to pay to lend that credibility and that extra little bit of elegance to your property, because you really want that property to stand out above everybody else. Especially now that it's slowly, I'm not saying it is, slowly becoming a buyer's market. People are more scrutinizing now than ever. So invest in photography, invest in staging, and put some money into the property, you know, make it look good. Invest some of your own personal time. Like, guys, I'd help weed, I helped move furniture, I cleaned. I really wanted to show my clients that I was worthy of their trust and the legitimacy of giving me that listing, because, you know, listings are hard to get. You know, cultivating a client is not easy. Everyone's always telling about farm lists and marketing yourself and your sphere of influence, but sometimes it just requires, you know, a good relationship with somebody that develops over time, and that only works out if they're actually doing the hard work and showing them that you are there for the long goal. And then when you have the pictures, the house is staged, you got the marketing material, then put it on the MLS. Make sure you do a proper CMA. We chose 15 like-minded properties, and we found the best possible price. And we were kind of fortunate because we were the only unobstructed view of all the view properties here on South Whidbey. And nothing unobstructed unless you were on waterfront, and this wasn't a waterfront property, this was a bluff property. So we had that thing going for us also. But, you know, there were other really nice houses on the market, and a lot of them were overpriced. Price reductions done and adjustments made, and we sold our house in 5 days and over list price. And we got a really good price. The buyers were very happy. They were really wanting to have this house, and the sellers were even more so happy. And every client is important. Every client deserves the best possible customer service, the best possible treatment, and help. And now more than ever, you know, it's not easy to sell a house, and they depend upon the listing agent, the selling agent, the buyer's agent. They depend upon the real estate people to be the professionals to guide them through this, you know, wave of uncertainty. And it's very emotional too when people move, you know, especially if they have a nice house and they live there for many years with their children, to see the kids grow up, and now they have to go someplace else. And in this market, it's not easy to find another house, it's not easy to find another rental. So you need to think of those items in consideration as well. Where are your clients going to go to after they sell their house? In our situation, we had ample areas for my clients to go, and plus they were lucky they own a nice boat, and they're living on the boat right now and making this into a real adventure. But there's lots of things to consider in this real estate market right now. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. And you know, like I said, I'm not an expert at this. I am just doing the best I can as a real estate agent here on South Whidbey. And in a couple weeks, I'm going to be listing my wife and we own a rental property in Marysville, which is and this is not a bluff property. This is just your standard suburban home, a real nice home. But I'm going to apply the same techniques that I do for the house that I just listed and the house I did last year to our own current house. The same thing. Clean, new carpets, painted, put brochures, get nice pictures done. I'm not going to, you know, do my own stuff. I'm going to have a professional do it again, because I want the most bang for our buck for our own private house. So, hope this was helpful, you guys. And again, if you like what you see, like on my real estate little channel and motorcycles and car reviews and such. By the way, I'll be doing more car reviews and bike reviews here soon. Right now I'm in this real estate phase. So I want to make sure that you guys stay real estate competent and smart and informed and educated, and I'm doing the best I can to kind of give you little tidbits of my own, you know, experience and wisdom along the way. So thanks for watching Realty Right, you guys. Like, subscribe, comment, share with other people, and I really enjoy making these videos. I appreciate all the support you've given me so far. Have a great afternoon, you guys. Good luck.